Yep. All right. Ladies and gents, and everybody in between, welcome to the Scorpio Super Formula Series. We are in Season 2. Round 10 is taking place here at Circuit de Spa Francorchamps. It looks like it's going to be wet and wild today. And these cars, that could be relatively scary. Let's see how they're getting on here at the start of qualifying. We got Mr. Breezer already having a bit of trouble there. We've got AMS Drift King, Fish 902 Glass, Mortal Sam, Rybird, Resident Menace, S2K, already having some issues there. Let's see the popular tire choices. Is Racing Oh, stand by, gents. We may have a technical difficulty here. Let me get in communication with race control. Let's see what the Discord says. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Please stand by. All right. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Looks like we're back now. All drivers are hanging out in the pits. Here's when we're changing over to the intermediates. We've got Mr. Scorpio himself, Scorpio Ivan, here in the BMW M4 safety car. Alright, everybody's getting nice and warmed up, ready for their qualifying session here happening momentarily. Just still awaiting race control to get this thing underway. I'll make us quiet on stream. All right. Hopefully this works a little bit better for you guys. I apologize, I don't have any fancy setup. I'm merely working off of a PlayStation 5 here. All right. Qualifying is underway. These drivers are going to have to be very, very gentle with their tires, or they're going to have to sacrifice some pace using the intermediates. Spa is a very long and twisty track with a lot of problems caused by the rain. Just adding to those problems, these cars are not exactly easy to drive either. Alright, so let's take a look. Well, Drift King is still in the pits. Maybe waiting for everybody to gap out. That's what I would do. Let's take a quick look at everybody. Oh, not what I was expecting. Oh, little off track there. Hopefully he didn't incur a penalty. That'd be unfortunate. Well, it is his outlap. Alright, got Immortal Sam here. Coming up to the last part of Sector 2 through the S's. He's gonna have to... Oh my goodness. Sorry, commentator's curse. Let's move on. Here's Neto 2 wrapping up his Sector 2. Coming up to the final sector on those softs. Hopefully he can make those work here. It's getting a little wet. Alright. Up to the top four, we got Greaser. Got Mr. Method here. Got S2K and EQ's Pharaoh. He's starting his first flying lap on those intermediates. Let's go on board for a bit, shall we? See how he handles Sector 1. Nice and flat. Careful of those curves, they are very slippery. Pretty good so far. Let's take a look. S2K bearing down on him pretty good. It's all confidence with these corners, especially in these kinds of cars. S2K and EQ's finishing up their laps to start. We have a 153.2 from S2K and a, what is that? A 158.0 from EQ. So the first round of laps are coming in. Let's take a look. We got 902 Glass with a 153.7. We got Vader with a 54.3. Greaser with 56.2. EQ's to that 58. Looks like he's letting people through. We got Method with a 59.2. Let's let the rest of these come in. Scorpio Esports were very kind to allow me to take a crack at commentating for you guys today. I'll do my best. I know I'm not the one who usually does this. Super Speedo with a 152.9. Now we're talking. Waiting for these second round of laps to come back through. Because we're operating on very limited fuel to keep the cars as light as possible. They also had a very limited amount of time to qualify. S2K coming through Blanchimont here. See if we can make a good last sector. That's a good turnout. Good exit. 150. Wow, okay. 151.7. That's good for provisional pole position. Let's take another crack. Let's see, as his second round of laps comes through. Look, can Immortal Sam improve? Not quite. Gonna watch Drift King for a moment here as he wraps up his second lap, I believe. Oh, I'm not quite. Oh, we do have a disconnection. That could be a hardware-ish error of sorts. Alright, Vader trying to chase down S2K's time. Not sure what he's going to be able to do here. Let's take a look. Nice and flat through Puan. Scything through those S's. How does he do on his sector 2? Let's take a look. It's a self-improvement of almost 0.4. Let's go on board for a moment. See how he wraps up this last sector. Hard into that braking zone. Aggressive over that curb. With a nice, little squirrely on the exit. How does he do? It's an improvement of 0.4. Vader with a 152, 250. Alright, let's take a look through the field. Let's see what Fierce is up to. Oh, he's on another outlap. Bam. He makes an improvement of 0.184. Goes back to pits. Drift King's still on his outlap. Second outlap because he's already set up a couple of laps already. EQ's with a 153.7. Looking to make an improvement here. Tires already nice and hot. Looking for a good burner lap here. A little bit slow through sector 1. He's got plenty of time to make up through sector 2. Gosh, these cars just have so much downforce. You have to recalibrate your brain. Like, if you're coming from GT driving, or even from hypercars, you have to recalibrate your brain into how fast these things really are. They're not Formula 1 car fast, but they don't still put your organs on the wrong side of your body. How does Ferrum do in Sector 2? Well, still a couple tenths behind his own pace. Not a whole lot of room for improvement here unless he can really step it up. Coming through the last chicane, through the bus stop. What can he do here? Hey, good afternoon, Alex ST in the chat. It's going good. Going very good. Oh, Ferrum, just a thousandth of a second off of his best. That is consistency, but it's not the kind you want here. Alright, let's take a look, see how Drift King is getting on. I'm excited he had that lap. Whatever. With a very high commitment corner, this one. Go on board for a second. See how he handles this last sector. He is almost half a second up on his best. Let's see if he can capitalize through that third sector. New Blanchimont coming up to the final chicane. And hard on the brakes. Oh, a bit input like that. And he improves by more than a second. Heck of a lap from Drift King there. As a 152.343, his qualifying session is now over. As is most of these gentlemen. SGK still with a fastest lap of 151.7. Can he improve through here? Looks like it. Yes, he can by 6 tenths. Super Sapita still looking to make his mark. He's just over a second behind first place. That just shows you how quick SGK can be in these cars. Can Super Sapita improve on his final? Okay, through there, tad squirrely. No, he cannot. I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't paying attention to the times. And it looks like we're about wrapped up. Okay, so your qualifying order is S2K with a 151.1, Super Sapita with a 152.1. Hang on, actually, let me put this here. A Vader with a 152.2, AMS Drift King with a 152.3, E-Mortal Sam with a 153.0, Fierce 92 Glass with a 153.1, EQ's Ferrum with a 153.3, Greaser with a 153.7, Rybird with a 154.1, and Scorpio Method with a 156.2. Oh, and it appears we have a weird software something or other with a Lukinjo having set a 157.1, but for some reason the safety car is in front of it. Who am I to judge? I don't know. All right. We are starting here in just a couple of minutes. It's going to rain quite a bit in this race. These guys had better be ready. We've seen already the results of that in practice and qualifying. Alright, looks like we're starting in just about a minute. Alright. Here we go. We are getting started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, we are getting started here at Spa for 43 laps of chaos. We are getting underway here. Let's hop in there. We got a grid start with a false start check, with a good mix of inters and softs. We're going to see just how crazy it gets. Here we go. Oh, we got EQs with a great start. All right, everybody coming up to turn one. A lot of people on the soft slicks. Looks like everybody gets through okay. Take a look at the front of the grid here. We've got EQ's Ferrum on the inters with a blistering start with Rybird right behind him. Super Sapido in third, Vader in fourth. Oh, we do have an accident on the Kimmel Straight. Let's take a look, see what happened there. Oh, Vader having lost it coming up Eau Rouge. That's an imminent safety car. I'm not sure. I am not race control. EQ's Ferrum looks like he and Rybird are running away with it here on the first lap. Their tire selection was correct. Safety car, yes, my suspicion was correct. Looks like the leader drops his pace down to about 80 miles an hour to allow for the safety car to come back around. My goodness, what a crash there. Vader's got some damage for sure. That gives an opportunity for people to pit and possibly take those inters if needed. Looks like people's tire choice just was not correct. Safety car waiting at the end of Sector 1. If I was at Ferrum, I'd be a little miffed about that because he got a blistering start on those inters. Same with Rybird. It looks like everybody here is getting another chance. That looks like Geezer and Vader both caught some damage. They're in the pits for repairs. Let's go on the road with Bam here. We are still waiting for the field to compress here. Shouldn't be too much longer at this point. Alright. Fuel just compressing up to the safety car. Safety car takes off. That was a heck of a start. Gives us a brief moment to go through people's liveries. Obviously not this one, but I think we got Barham here. Pretty good. Almost looks like an old, like one of those AlphaTauri liveries. Rybird with a good generic little Thrustmaster livery here. Super Sapita. Good. Same with a Guzman. S2K and Drift King running very similar liveries from Apex Motorsports. Method here with the same livery as Ferrum up front. Immortal Sam with the same as Sopita. Greaser with the same. Vader with a... I almost want to say that looks like a purple monster can. I like it. And we got Ivan here whipping that safety car for all it's worth. These guys are doing their best to keep those tires as warm as they can, but in this rain, I'm not sure it's gonna matter. Looks like we have no takers or a pit stop. Looks like the kid's gonna take another round. It's gonna knock a couple laps off of their race proper. Me personally, I would have gone with the 911 safety car, but who am I to judge? Looks like everybody's just trying to keep the tires as warm as possible. Looks like the rain line has dropped below 1, so these slicks are viable once again. That may have been an isolated incident. These guys are really got to pay attention to the weather radar this time. This is going to be a hectic race. My goodness. If I was on the inters right now, I would hope that there was more rain on the way right about now. Yeah, coming in this lap, we're going back to green at the start of the third lap. Oh, my mistake at the start of the fourth lap for these guys. Alright, they are bunching up. And boogity, boogity, boogity! We are green! See how things get on here. Super Scorpio with a dive up. Rybird, he takes second place. S2K forces his way in through. So does 902. Rybird getting a little bit hammered through turn 1 there. See if he can make it up here. Doesn't look it. Drift King's all over him as well. Oh, sparks flying all over the place. These cars try to kill you, you're not even in them. Drift King with a move on the outside of Rybird. Can he even get it done? He can. Nice move there from Drift King. Let's take another look. Nicely done there from Drift King. Let's get to the leader. Super Scorpio up front with about a 0.7, second of a second lap gap. Second gap to S2K, who is bearing down on him quick. Looks like the cars are gapping out a little bit. We got a three-way battle for 6th place here between Ferrum, Greaser, and Vader. Ferrum looks like he's in trouble though. He's still in the inters. Greaser up the inside, coming up to Blanchimont. Can he get the full overtake done? Yes, he can. Vader still back there in 8th place, fighting for 6th. All of them get through clean. My goodness. Oh, a little squirrely on the exit from Greaser. Vader hunting him down. Oh, he's spending a lot of that overtake right now. Vader can't quite get the move up on the source. Let's see how his run comes through. Has the Rouge ready on. It's becoming a three-way battle for 5th place with Method in 5th place. These guys absolutely wringing the neck of these cars. Let's take a look and see what happens to Rybird. Oh, Rybird struggling on those inters. The track is drying out. Bad news for him. EQ's Ferrum as well. Those tires are starting to burn up really quick in compared to those racing soft slick tires. The field is starting to gap out quite a bit. Vader looking up the inside of Greaser. Can't quite get it done before Pouan. Or can he? Yes, he can. Let's take a look and see what happened there. Oh, Greaser going a little bit wide. Vader taking full advantage of that. Nicely done. Vader looking to make a move on Method here. Let's see how things are going. Oh, he put the nose in. Can't quite get it through. Can he outbreak him through here? No, Method holds the defensive line. He maintains 5th place coming up through. Greaser goes to the pits. Method maintains 5th place coming up to the end of lap 5. Let's take a look at our top 3 here. We got 902 Glass with a 1 second difference between 2nd and 4th. Super Scorpio with about a 1.5 seconds on the other side, and S2K with a demanding almost 2 second lead as of right now. Since that the rain is picking up, this is trouble for everybody on the soft slick tires, which includes the first 7 drivers of the field. These guys on inters are about to have their retribution, but they better make it count. Looks like Greaser might have made the right call going from what looks like the soft slick to the inters. Yes, I was correct. Oh, these guys had better start watching out. It's going to get very Interesting. Hey, see, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. How's my mic volume coming through, by the way, to anybody who's listening in stream? Just want to make sure this is coming through okay. Excellent. Volume is perfect. Thank you for your input, Ivan. We will continue. S2K still holding down a commanding 3-second lead coming up to the end of lap 6 here. Super Sapita with a 1 second gap behind him to Fierce Nanotube Glass, and that's about 2 seconds behind is Drift King. 4 seconds ahead of Vader with a 3 second gap to Method. Let's see if these guys make their switch. There goes S2K. There goes Sapita. There goes 902. There goes Drift King. Vader going a little wide at the last chicane, but he does make his pit. No doubtless due to the now wet conditions on the glorious Francorchamps racetrack. Method does the exact same thing. Immortal Sam does as well. He's got a bit of damage. Not quite sure what that's from. And now, this time for EQ's Ferrum and Rybird to make their retribution on those admittedly pretty worn out inters. But this is exactly where you want to be with these inters, is the rain having come in, you're already on them, and you hit a pretty solid undercut on these guys. And now, S2K has some ground to make up, as does everybody in the top 7 spots of this field. All right, let's take a look. EQ's found with a about 1.5 second lead on Rybird. Rybird with that undercut having been hit on S2K, it's about a 5.5 second gap. And now the real meat potatoes comes from that former top 7 in the now much newer intermediate tires, starting with S2K, Super Sapita, Drift King, Nanotube Glass, less than a second behind Drift King. Let's watch this for a little bit. Let's see how these guys get on. Oh, little wiggly there from Nano 2. That means S2K has, my mistake, Drift King has now put 1.2, looking to be 1.3 seconds on Nano 2 Glass. Vader with about 4.2 seconds behind. Now, the thing about rain lines on this track is it's a little bit complicated. This is more of a track that you would want to be on one line throughout the whole lap. When you are on intermediate wet conditions such as this, it's okay to use the normal racing line. But when it gets really, really, really wet, when it starts getting over that second line you see on the rain meter on your bottom left, that's when you want to start using those wet lines. They want to stay off the normal racing line. Because the rubber dam part gets very slick, it gets very dangerous, and those super, super wet tires are more meant for wading through the thicker stuff without the rubber underneath. Greaser with a 2.5 second gap to Vader in front. Everybody just trying their hardest to get settled in on these inters. They're very, very difficult to drive on in formulas, I've found, or maybe it's just a skill issue on my part. Immortal Sam having some damage all the way around. He's having to pit again. That's very unfortunate for Sam. I feel for him, man. He's got a 25 second gap before his pit stop to Method. Alright, looks like we've got a fairly good little fight here. S2K going up the inside of Ferrum. He gets the move done. A little bit wide there from Ferrum and from S2K. He got dirty tires now. Ferrum makes a move back on S2K. Or not quite. No, S2K holds it. Drift King not quite in that fight yet. He's trying to get in there though. Igu's Farah most likely struggling on those worn inters, having been driven on the dry conditions. S2K now hunting down Rybird. If I was Rybird right now, I'd be sweating. Oh, and deep he goes. S2K into the lead. Rybird cuts across EQ and Cepeda. Cepeda a little bit squirrely in the exit. Maintains. Cepeda, oh, a little bit of contact between Ferrum and Rybird. Rybird goes wide. Doesn't look like any damage has been sustained, but definitely his pride is hurt. Mine would be too. So Rybird slipstreaming Super Cepeda up Eau Rouge and Radion here. Can they get a move down the couple straights? Cepeda goes defensive. Tries to keep those tires nice and cool on the very wet part of the track. Into the S's, Sector 2. And off goes S2K once again with a 2-second and increasing lead on Super Cepeda, having pitted late for his inters. Well, one would say late, I would say at the right time. Still trying to keep those tires nice and cool. And since the track is starting to dry out a little bit, you can see the dry line developing. Man, it sure is a wet one. Hope you packed your floaties. Oh, now Rybird once again in trouble with his tires already being worn out, and now the line is starting to dry back out. He has to use those wet sections of the track. Keep those tires cool. Drift King here still on his inters. Looks like he's relatively isolated. Man or two. About a second behind him. So if we have any battles going on here, doesn't quite look it. Immortal Sam still struggling with a 56-second gap to 9th place. Sometimes that just happens. That's unfortunate for him. I do feel for him. Alright, now that the initial chaos is over, I'm going to take a quick minute breather. I'll be right back. I've returned. S2K, my goodness, with a 4.95 second lead on Super Cepeda, pulling out a commanding lead in the first 10 laps. Super Cepeda still on those inters. Looks like everybody's about in a similar area, aside from Rybird. With the life of their inters. Let's see if any fights start to develop once again. Greaser coming through the final chicane once again. Method with a fairly substantial gap to Greaser, 11 seconds. Hopefully he can pull a rabbit out of his hat here. Nice controlled exit, especially in wet conditions. Accused Ferrum having pitted for new intermediates. That does not put him in a good position. Immortal Sam still with that. Well, now let's take a look. EQ's Ferrum has a 30-second gap to the car in front. Immortal Sam has a 24-second gap to EQ's Ferrum. Yeah, okay. I see what's happening here. Looks like we got a conflict here for third place, possibly. Let's go on board here with Drift King and see how him and Nano 2 are getting on. Drift King pulling out a gap on 902. It's up to 9/10. Almost a second now. So it's more than a second. I'd say Drift King has pulled a sufficient gap on 902 to break that slipstream. Unless, no, he gets a little squirrely there. Not substantial enough. Gentlemen from Apex Motorsports putting on a fairly solid show here, and it's starting to get wet. Oh, it's starting to get very wet now. Rain is picking back up. Everybody better be on guard. 902 with a move up the inside, blocked by Drift King. No contact made. That was very close though. And is he going to look up the inside for LaSource? He's going to look inside. Doesn't quite get the move done. He's got about half a second in it. He's still in a slipstream. Oh, very precarious going over there. Vader on the overtake. See if he can get a move done. 3-0. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. 902 with a move past Drift King. See if we can get an instant replay of that. He's using an overtake. It's a nice little overtake done here on Camel Straight. It's nicely done. Pulling out a fairly sufficient gap there. He's got a 1.7, about 1.8 second gap on Drift King. Now it looks like Vader wants Drift King's spot as well. Drift King doing better on fuel than Vader is. That'll probably help him out in the long run. Okay. S2K. About a 7-second gap to second place. Super Sapita with, it's fairly insulated, 7 seconds to the front, 5 seconds to third. Alright. The field is fairly spread out at this point between LaSource and No Name Corner. Immortal Sam in the pits again. Oh my goodness, this is not his day, is it? I feel for him, I do. Whoa, hold on. What is this? Oh, we got... Oh, Drift King a little squirrely on the exit. Woohoo! 902 pitting with what I presume to be full wets. But we'll see how his strategy shakes out. Vader looks up the inside. Can't quite get an overtake done on Drift King. He's going to try again here. Up Eau Rouge and Radion. Go on board. See if we can get a move done. Very competitive area here. Can't quite get it done without hitting him. Avoids contact. Mixes. Oh, goes a little bit to the out. Oh, sorry. Drift King lets him through. Doesn't try to fight it. Everybody keeping it very clean, very respectful. That's why we like it. Super Sapita still with... Wait a moment. What car is that? Oh, that is Immortal Sam. He's becoming lapped by Super Sapita. He's already been lapped by S2K. Ooh, squirrely! Saves it. Can't say I would have done the same. I am not as good with these cars. Got any battles here? Oh, Greaser off track. No contact made. Must have just lost that rear end. It does get quite squirrely on this track. Half-second penalty has been incurred for track limits. Whoa! He's drifting it now. 902. About 14 seconds to Greaser. He's going to make up a little bit more as he had his little off. Methy with about 8 in front, 7 in back. S2K coming up the Camel straight with a 7.5 second gap to Sapita. Greaser in the pits. Looks like he's... I would be doing the same, taking those full wets. And yes, I was correct about 902. He did take his full wet tires. That's going to help him out big time. Let's go on board with him for a little bit. Let's go around a lap of Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps with Mr. 902 here. And he completes his 14th lap of Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps on those full wets. See how much of an advantage those things give you compared to the inches around here when it's this wet. Alright, let's take a quick look back through the grid. See if we have any battles happening. SGK with a now 14-second lead on Sapita. Supposedly something may have happened. Didn't see it during that lap. Sapita with some competition. We got Vader right behind him. That's about a 1.3 second gap. Behind Vader's Drift King with a 4.5 second gap. Behind him is first 902 with a 23 second gap, having been separated by a pit stop. 902 does not go wide. Rybird on what looks to be presumably... No? Well, it might have been old inters. It is. The track is quite wet right now. We do have a conflict here. Greaser on the full wet tires, and Rybird on the inters. A little bit loose. Let's go on board with Rybird and watch Greaser from behind. He's got about 3/10 in it. That is a plenty of striking distance. Greaser up the inside, doesn't make the move. He's got to wait his turn through the S's here. Very precarious spot to overtake. He could absolutely get it done on the back straight here, coming up the Blanchimont. Can he get it done? He's using his overtake. He's looking to get it done right here, right now. We got a yellow flag on track. Where might this be? This is Immortal Sam once again, going off of Blanchimont. Greaser gets the overtake done on Rybird. Apologize for the cut in coverage there. That just shows you that wet tire is very advantageous through here. Super Sapita is still being followed up by Vader. The field is fairly spread out here. The rain does tend to do that. Ooh, a little wide there from Vader. But just a bit. Sapito goes a little squirrely there. Gap is about 7/10. Looks like Vader is within striking distance here soon. If he can keep up the pressure. Oh yeah, throttle control. That's a Losaurus. Sapita a little bit wide, maybe intentionally for that wet line. Looks like it paid off for him. He's pulling a slight gap on Vader now. About 1.1 or 1.2 seconds. Nope, no lift up. Oh, Rouge and Radion. That was braver than I, sir. Braver than I. Lap 17 out of 43 here at Spa Francorchamps in the Scorpio Super Formula Series. Season 2, might I add. This is round 10. We've got a battle coming up out of Eau Rouge. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Rybird, 3/10 up the back of Greaser. Looks like he was gonna try to make a move here. Can he get it done? Not quite, ran out of space. Oh, he does go around the outside. Oh my goodness. Let's take a second look at that. Wow, what a move by Rybird. Very bold. Nicely done. That puts him into 6th place. He's only got about 3/10 of a gap on him. About 4/10 now. Grease is still fighting for every inch. Those tires screaming for mercy. About 6/10 now. Looks like Ryber is getting a pretty decent little run here. Oh, but Greaser's pulling him back with that slipstream. Very, very aggressive in these cars. Alright, let's take a look back through the order. Nothing much to be seen here. Vader still maintaining that gap on Cepeda, about 1.7, 1.8 seconds. Oh, loose from Drift King, saves it. 902, he's insulated with about 18 to 23 seconds on either side. Rybird still got about 7/10 on Greaser here. Did he get another move made? It looks like he's trying. See what happens here. 174, 175, dare I say 177 down the Camel? Nope, not quite. Can't get around. Ryber goes defensive. Little slip from Greaser. Rybird's pulling about half a second. Oh, Greaser slips up in the horseshoe, coming out of no name now. He is down about 9/10. Mixing overtake on method. My mistake. Let's take another look, folks. Gets it done. He falls back in the slipstream. That's a little bit wide, about 9/10 of a gap. SDK still with that commanding 16-second lead. He's showing these guys how it's done. Cepeda still maintaining that gap on Vader. They're being consistent. That's what you want in a race like this. Jeff King keeping it up as well. At this point, it is nose to grindstone. Head down, run your race. Rybird having put down a solid gap on Greaser now. Not quite sure what happened. And Immortal Sam still keeping his head in it. I feel for him. It's not a great way to start. But we are less than halfway through. SDK keeping those tires cool, coming up to La Source. Flying up Eau Rouge and Radion, keeping that car nice and balanced. Alright, let's see the stream here. Largest winning margin we ever had was 46 seconds by Larson, not here today, over STK last year. I think STK is trying to prove a point here. Let's see if he can get it done. Alright, STK being tucked in by traffic by Immortal Sam here. See if he can get through nice and clean. I see no reason why not. Oh my goodness! Immortal Sam having just shot off the left side of the track there. We were in a prime position to see that. My apologies. I'd like to see what happened here, if I may. And, oh, nope, just the rear gets a little too loose, and that's the end of it. Ouch. That's gonna sting for Sam. Well, on the bright side, SUK got through with no contact. SUK still keeping those tires nice and cool. Coming up to the S's at the start of Sector 2. They're starting to dry out once again. See if he did. The accused is currently, yes, he is on racing softs, seeing as the racing line has dried out. He's going to try to take advantage of it and put himself on an offset strategy. Let's take a look to see if anybody else has. So as of right now, S2K with a 16-second lead is on the inters. Super Sapita being on the inters as well. Vader is also on the inters. Drift King on the inters. And he's coming up on what looks like to be traffic. Most likely that is Immortal Sam. Let's take a second look at that though. 902 is still on the full wets. That means that spells trouble for him because on a dry track those things will burn up. Robert's still on the inters. Greaser also on the racing softs. Looks like he just got out of the pits. Durham's on those softs. The Method is now on the slicks. Sam also on the slicks. He having caught some damage again. Oh, that's trouble. Oh, there goes Sam again up the side of the track, having caught some of that water. Oh, no! Sam. Spinning on that rain is just not his day. Those inters are starting to get pretty hot. Where's this coming up? It is Greaser. Mr. Drift King having gone to the racing mediums. We got Rybird coming up quick behind Drift King. He's still on the inters. .902 haven't gone to the slicks as well. And Sam disconnects. Unknown if it's a hardware failure or otherwise. I'm sure that will be looked into. Rybird trying to get some sort of an edge on Drift King, but he doesn't look like it. Drift King's on those slicks now. S2K makes his stop. Super Sapita most likely will do the same. S2K hopping onto the racing mediums. Crawling out of those pits. Oh my goodness. Super Sapita having gone to the racing soft slick tire. Also crawling out of the pits. Oh, then you can't control that until it gives you control. Vader gets past Super Sapita. Super Sapita has to, oh, hold on. We got UDP have hit a wall. Alright, let's see. Something hit a wall. Greaser with damage. This is a potential safety car. We're going to wait on race control to make that decision. Oh, he has gone wide once again. Oh, goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's most expensive lawnmower. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh, oh my goodness, it got very wet with no warning. I really hope people have been paying attention to the weather radar, because I sure didn't. Super Sapita. Ouch, a 4.5 second penalty? I'd like to know how that got incurred. Okay, understood. No safety car with damage on the road. Well, now it's time for people to get back to the, Alright, so I am understanding from race control that we are not getting a safety car if a driver collects damage by themselves, only if it's caused by another. As I understand it. Oh, Sapita taking a brutal penalty. Oh my goodness. Alright, safety car has been called by race control. It appears I was incorrect. Sorry for the confusion there. Safety car has been, as race control dictates, from the sudden onset wet weather, which has caused several cars to spin out, including one Fierce 902. Got everybody out on the slicks. Everybody heading right back to the well for another set of inters and or full wets. Alright, looks like they are starting to compress the field again. Everybody's making their due stops for inters and or wets. There's that BMW safety car with Rybird up front and S2K in tow. Compresses the field nicely. Let's see how many lapped cars we have. It appears we have 3. Let me triple check. We have EQ's Ferrum in 7th, Greaser in 8th. And Method in 9th once he catches the field. Ryber's in first. STK's in second. Speeda in third. Better in fourth. 15 in fifth. In sixth. Yes. Greaser, Ferrum, Greaser, and Method. So what appears to be right past the middle section of this race, another wave of rain has come in and terrorized the entire field. Looks like everybody's making some stops. Greaser comes out and oh my goodness! And we have more damage on the number 8. The 8th place car here. I am not certain what happened. Wow, STK looking on a inside move of that safety car. STK poised for a good start here, having the inters already. Super Zapita in tow right behind him. Vader, Rybird, being on the slicks, that's interesting. 902 still catching up, track drying out a bit. And Ferrum, he's getting himself on laps. I was sweating the whole time there. Oh my gosh. Whoa! Last second dip there for S2K. What's this thinking behind that? Do you think that he could be going to a set of slick tires? I think it's possible. And he does take a set of slicks. Doubtless knowing his ability to get through the field. Interesting strategy here. I'd like to see if it works out. Zapita now provisional leader. Super Formula Scorpio Series Season 2, Round 10 here at Spa. Lots of different strategies on display here. It also could just be a product of the chaos caused by the rain. We have an unlapping occurring here. The scenes for Mr. Greaser. Alright, safety car has been declared in this lap. Which means like Scorpio Method, EQ Spherum, and Greaser are now left out of, I mean, it looks like they're on lead lap. A little bit of disagreement going on there. It's not my not my decision to make. It is race control's decision. And we are green once again. Sapita on the inters, Rybird on the slicks, Drift King on the inters, Super S2K on the slicks, 902 on the slicks. Wet, dry, dry. 5-way battle for first place. On board with Drift King, gets an edge on Rybird. Can he get the overtake done? Yes, he does. Going to the end of sector 1 here. Rybird backs off, doesn't try to go for another move. S2K looking in, trying to get an edge. Stay on that dry line, don't you dare look out. S2K with a great run on Rybird. He gets the overtake done. Rybird is getting himself passed up here. Oh, and he goes wide. Look out. Oh. Nice slot in from 902 and Super there. We got a pretty solid gap there. Any active battles going on. S2K making a move on Drift King, and he does get it done with a lot more momentum than Drift King. Now we have the two Apex Motorsports drivers holding the leads, with 902 looking to make a move on him at some point or other. Whoa, look out. Drift King makes a pit stop. We'll break up the action there, sir. Regardless, that leaves S2K in the front with racing medium slick tires, with about a 1.4 second gap on 902 right behind him. It looks like the field appears to be splitting apart once again. Why don't we go on board with S2K for the remainder of this lap? We've got a yellow flag ahead. Not sure where that comes from. I'm sure we'll see. Greaser might have collected some damage there. My apologies. We can stay on board with S2K here for this lap. Everybody have a lapped car ahead here. It is Greaser. Oh, here goes Greaser. He's caught a little bit of that curb, and it bit him hard. Yeah, man, there it goes. This race is taking no prisoners. It appears that you've either got it or you don't. Let's see if there's any substantial battles going on here. Doesn't look as though. Super Sapita and Drift King separated by about a second. Let's go on board here with Super for a little bit. Let's see if we can chase down Drift King in any capacity. Doesn't seem like it. It's a nice little run out of the S's here. Oh, no, it's just the curb. Don't do that. Oh no, Drift King haven't gone wide. On the wet, Super Speeda takes 6th place. It doesn't look like any significant battles are developing. It appears we have a driver backed out. Hey, we do. It's that driver that had spun earlier. My goodness, I can't remember his name for the life of me. I'm sorry. Track is nice and dry now. That means these guys can really get on it, but only really on that dry line. Stingray flying through the S's. 902, a few seconds behind them. On the 30th lap here at Francorchamps. Ooh, little angle there from Drift King. I guess that's why they call him Drift King. Take a brief break. My apologies, I'm back once again. Track is drying out nicely now. STK putting down a commanding lead at 15 seconds. Rybird in a battle with first 902 class. Let's go on board with 902 here. My apologies for not seeing this earlier. Let's take a look. (902) having picked up some damage. Rybird's on the same slick. Oh, that damage is shoved it wide. That puts 902 in a very difficult position here. Safita, barely insulated. 3 seconds behind him, 15 seconds in front. Drift King in 6th. Method in 7th. He's very insulated. Vader in 8th. The whole field is separated by about a second and a half. Although I'm sure that will compress by the end of the race. See how much that damage really took a toll on 902 there. I wonder if he's gonna go in to fix it. No, he is not. It might only be light damage, but it is enough to interfere, which is unfortunate for 902 class here. Let's be honest, not a lot of real battles developing here. Puts me out of a job. SDK is still up front with an 18.5-second lead. Still pulling on Rybird and setting a commanding lead pace. Again, I'd like to thank the folks at Scorpio Esports for giving me an opportunity to do this. It's been a lot of fun. We're not quite done. Still got another 10 laps to go. Now I wonder if SDK is trying to chase down lap records. He's in a good position to, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it on the medium tires. So we might have a fight developing here. Yes, we do, between Drift King and Super Speeda. Let's take a look. We're going to go on board here with Drift King. About 2/10, so 1/10 separates them. Coming down the back straight. Drift King looks up the inside, gets an overtake done on Super Speeda. We're going to go on board with Super Speeda now. Coming up through Blanchimont. Damage for Super Speeda on the front right. Unknown cause. Damage for Drift King, negative. So slightly wide. Oh, wait. No, my apologies. He is going to the pits for some repairs, most likely. I would too if it was substantial enough. Now, Rybird presumably coming up on some lap traffic here. That doesn't look 20 seconds away to me. Yes, it is Vader. Super Speeda out of the pits on racing mediums. Having gotten passed by Scorpio Method there. Careful with the water coming out of pit road. Been trying to pull anytime you can on 902. Those softs are starting to wear out, though. Just doing what he can. He's pulling his overtake. He's trying to get an overtake done right now. He gets it done. Let's see a replay. He pulls quite a gap on 902 here. He must have had some sort of overspeed coming at Eau Rouge and Radion. Nicely done. Reezer has exited the room. That is unfortunate. .902 with a bit of front end damage. Unsure of where that came from. Again, the field is still pretty well spread out. Method and Super Sapita are relatively close, about a second and a half separates. Although Super has a rather large tire advantage here. Vader's still not in a good spot there. That's unfortunate. Luckily, the track has dried out pretty much entirely, aside from a couple wet spots here and there. EQ's pits off of his worn softs. .902 still dealing with that front end damage. I'm wondering if that has any effect on his cornering ability. Rodbird doing relatively well for himself in this race. It's been pretty back and forth for everybody on this grid, but Rybird seems to have secured himself a nice little second place. At least coming into the last, I would dare to say that's about 7 laps? Yeah, 7. Sorry, I'm bad at math. A little bit wide from Rybard there. And again, these drivers are most likely starting to get pretty tired after about an hour and 20 minutes of racing. My nerves would be shot to pieces by now. S2K is still with a crazy large lead, now 26 seconds. Looking to see if he's going to try to beat that 46-second lead off of Larson. Looks like he's trying to do his best Larson impression now. Method coming into the pits, presumably for a new set of them soft tires. Let's take a look at the fastest lap. 1:52.7 being previously set by Vader. Actually, on lap 35 of all times. This lap. Oh, and another fastest lap, 151.8. Starting to speed up now. And he gets ahead of Scorpio Method. Now it looks like we got a proper battle on our hands. Someone whose softs are already warmed up, starting to wear out a bit though, versus someone on fresh rubber. So race for last place, folks. Which, let's be honest, is more interesting than anything that's happening on track at this current moment. So let's take a look at these guys, see what they're up to. About a second and a half separates. Methal's got to get those tires warm. If I was in Method shoes, I'd be pushing all the way to the end, given he's got still about a quarter tank of that overtake left, as well as being on fresh softs. Looks like Vader is starting to pull that gap pretty nicely on Method. It's about a 4.5 second gap now. Whoa! Oh, contact between Drift King and 902. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, folks. Let's take a look. Looks like he gets ahead of 902 here. 902 dives up the inside, and there is some... Oh, Drift King gets loose and causes the contact. Okay. I'm sure there will be some sort of steward intervention post-race, given there's a report made, but again, that's not my place, that is race control. For the time being, let's just monitor where everybody's at. STK with a 31-second lead now. He really is chasing that dragon. He wants to beat that 46-second gap. Rybird with a gap on Drift King of about 20 seconds. Drift King with the gap on 902 now of about 3. 902 with a gap on EQs of about 12.5. With the gap on Speed of about 17. With a gap on Vader of about 40. And Scorpio with about 6.5 to 7. It was a very chaotic start to this race, and the interim was also quite eventful. That rain really did cause a ruckus between these guys. my goodness, carving those corners. Super Speedo with the current lap record of 1 minute 50.0. Let's see if that was recent. It was lap 38. Looks like S2K isn't quite gonna be able to do that, but it would have been cool to watch. He's running a very strategic race, running a very good and clean race. Looks like S2K is going to take this if he keeps his nose clean for the next 3 laps. Looks like we have another battle going on between Nano 2 Glass and Drift King here. There must have been something that I missed. Drift King makes another move on the outside of Blanchimont here. If he makes a stick, he does. Nice and clean this time. Oh, Nano 2 a little bit deep there. He's trying to keep that gap with Drift King. Drift King pulls 7/10 on him just to the last chicane there. We're gonna keep an eye on these guys for the time being. Yeah, they're starting to run a little bit low on jet fuel here. Yeah, Drift is just better on fuel. Oh my goodness, Ryber didn't get any of his overtake. He's in second place. S2K, what are you doing, man? Oh, I think I know what he's doing. I think you know what he's doing. I think he wants that fastest lap. That's what I think. Hope it doesn't. Hope it doesn't cost him that time, though. I really hope the ego laps are worth it. Seeing now as Rybird is only, I say only, 8 seconds behind S2K at this point, compared to 36. That's not a lot. EQ's Pharaoh makes a move on 902. I'm sorry, let's catch a replay of that. I didn't see what happened. Seems like he just gets a better run. Coming through here, it appears that his top speed has been hindered quite badly by that damage, and he just gets past it nice and clean. Oh yeah, S2K wants it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If I were Method right now, I would get the heck out of the way. The man on a mission right this second. Yeah, S2K wants that fastest lap. I can see it in his eyes. He's even using his overtake. He's going to use method for a little bit of overtake here. We're going to pass him right before Rouge. Smart. Nah, he wants it. Is there any other gaps? Nope. No real battles. For this final lap, let's go on board here with S2K to wrap up the 43 laps of chaos here at Spa-Francorchamps. Don't forget to stick around, viewers. We have interviews coming up with all 3 podium drivers. He's about a full second up on Sapita. Can he cross the 1 second barrier coming over the finish line? I think he wants it. Yeah, he's spending all of his overtake now. And over the finish line with a 1:48.9. What a lap from S2K, and he takes the checkered flag for these round 10 of the Scorpio Super Formula Series. Rybird in second place. Nicely done. Looks like that is his first podium for Mr. Rybird. Drift King will be here in third place, given he keeps his nose clean coming through the final sector. Whoa! Speaking of keeping your nose clean, oh my goodness. And Ferrum right behind. So our current finishing order is S2K in first place, Rybird in second, Drift King in third, EQ's Ferrum in fourth. Seems like Mr. Method has already finished the race, seeing as he finished behind. 902 Glass finishing into the wall there. Super Sapita finishing in sixth place. Looks like it was a tough drive for everybody. Oh man, those softs are ate up. The pace fall off is real. I see it in the lap times. And that will wrap up round 10 for the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps round of the Scorpio Super Formula race. Congratulations to all the drivers. All right, stand by. We will be doing interviews here momentarily. Stand by, please.
Hello.
What's up, boys? Rybird, good job, man. I don't know if you can hear me, but I think, man, good job, bro. That was phenomenal, honestly. Yeah, your strategy was really good, and I followed you on your medium switch, so. Nah, that was really good on you, though, man. Congrats. Do you guys hear air at all?
No, I don't.
I'm here. Just give me a moment.
All right. It looks semi-unprofessional, but don't worry. Like this is.
All right. All right. Here I have with me all three podium drivers. We have third place, AMS Drift King. We have second place with Rybird, and our number one driver of the day being S2K. How are we doing, gentlemen? How was your races?
Pretty good. Yeah. Tricky
All
up.
right. Yeah, very tricky indeed. That rain absolutely played a factor. So, third place, Drift King. What tire did you start on again? Because everybody had different ideas this time around.
Yes, we started on the soft tire at the beginning, so it was a difficult choice just because we didn't know how long it was going to rain for and how wet it was going to be, but it seemed to work okay at the beginning, other than the safety car.
Yeah, that initial safety car definitely messed up the entire start of the rhythm of the race. That definitely threw a wrench in the gears.
Yeah, for sure.
When did you change over to your inters or your wets? Because like I said, everybody had a different philosophy for this race.
Oh, I don't know exactly what lap it was. It was probably within like 15 minutes after race start, so I would assume maybe lap 9 or something like that.
Okay. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just looking through my stream just to find it. Go ahead.
And how satisfied are you with today's drive that you pulled off?
Kind of annoyed, not that satisfied. There was a lot of mistakes and a lot of just dumb nonsense that happened in the race, so I'm a little annoyed right now. But other than that, yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily blame yourself. This was a very tricky race from the start. Just seeing the chaos that unfolded even in the first lap, there was a safety car in the first lap. So the second that happened, I knew this was going to be a chaotic race. Drift King, congratulations on a podium finish, third place.
Thank you.
Mr. Rybird, having finished in second place. What was your philosophy going into this race at the very start without knowing what was going to go on? I can hear you all right. You're a little bit quiet if you'd like to adjust your mic level. It's serviceable. Oh, nicely done from winging it. What was your reaction to seeing how intense the rain got towards the first third of the race? Yeah, I saw it was you and that one other driver that had chosen the intermediates from the very start. And seeing as the rain level was right at that limit between dry and soft, that was a very tough call to make, and you did make the right choice at the very start. And last question for you. How satisfied are you with today's race, having finished second? Nicely done, Rybird. Second place here at round 10 of the Scorpio Super Formula Series. Well done, sir. And now for our race winner, we have Mr. S2K from Apex Motorsports.
How's it going, Air?
Doing quite all right. Having watched that whole race, I've learned one thing, that I am not ready to drive these cars.
Yeah, they are a handful, especially in the wet. But again, a lot of the drivers in the field here have the car wrapped under their, or what's the word?
Exactly, yeah.
A lot of the people they have are wrapped up under them. So again, a lot of these guys are really skilled. So yeah.
So what was your initial strategy going in then, S2K?
My initial strategy was that I wanted to start on the slick tire because from what it seemed like the rain was going to die off like really quickly after the race started. So it was realistic only the first lap that was going to be detrimental. Starting the race, I got mad wheel spin coming off the line. I think I went from like first to seventh or first to sixth. I did a really poor job with the wheel spin and everything. But aside from that, again, it was like pretty clean-ish first lap. People were spinning left and right, and it was tricky. But I don't regret making that soft call because had the safety car not came out early, it would have paid a lot of dividends. But the guys who started on the inters, which was Equus or Quackadilly and Rybird, they did a phenomenal job just choosing that strategy, sticking to it, especially Rybird. I mean, Rybird did everything right this race, and that's why he got a podium. So, again, big props to him. Been a long time in the making.
All right. Good to hear that. When the second wave of rain happened, that's when everybody's tire schedules got mixed up. I saw that even you had to pit back in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to that? Because I know I had a pretty serious reaction.
So I had initially went onto the mediums because according to the weather radar, there was little like dots of rain. So like there was little heavy, or how do I say, like little pods of rain like kind of scattered across everywhere. And when I initially came into the pit lane, these pods looked like really small. And then as they kept coming closer to the track, they kept enlarging. So it was a really big, like, it's the weather snuck up on me and Ryan like really badly. And that's why like it went from like I think on the end of the first bar on the surface weather, like the bar on the bottom left, I don't know what the name for it is, but the bar that measures basically how wet the track is. After the first little bar, it went from that to all the way to the top where you kind of need wet tires. So that caught us all off guard. I think like 3 or 4
Yeah,
people.
very sudden onset of rain.
Yeah, it was
Caught
just,
a lot
again,
of people out.
and it caught me out. I spun coming onto the back straight, got front wing damage, I believe right front suspension damage. But again, safety car came out after that, was able to regroup and end up winning the race. So yeah.
All right. And how satisfied are you with today's result? I assume highly.
I am satisfied. I wouldn't say highly because strategy wise wasn't on point, wasn't good enough. Didn't do good enough on the start of the race, made a couple mistakes here and there in the race, and again, big thing with strategy. Rybird should be very proud of himself for what he did. I am happy I won the race, but it could have been it would have been a much more satisfying win had I done everything right. So again, good result on the day, but a lot of things to work on for these types of races. So,
yeah, of course. And I got one more question of the personal variety. I saw that you had enough tire to go to the end on those mediums, but you decided to go to softs. Was that an ego thing?
I guess you could call it an ego thing. But I wanted to go for the fast lap. I mean, I had the gap, and I knew I had to overtake to do it. And I saw Super put like a 50.0, and I'm like, okay, like I can do that with some overtake, but I know I can get maybe into the 49s and secure a fast lap. I wasn't expecting to get into the 48 bracket, but ended up happening. The lap was pretty solid. And yeah, had the gap, got the extra point. Can rest a little bit easy now, knowing I maximized points on the day.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gents, and everything in between. We got Drift King, Rybird, and S2K wrapping up our podium for round 10 here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. I have been NVR Hot Air, guest commentator for today. Again, thank you very, very much to the gentlemen at Scorpio Esports for allowing me this opportunity today. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you in a week or two.